drop out, don't blame me, blame your mum. We go.
Morning.
Morning, how are you then?
I'd be a lot better if someone had shut them flipping bells up.
Oh, for goodness sake, I think they're lovely, those bells on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it depends what you were doing on Saturday night, doesn't it?
Well, what can I get you? Aspirins, bandage, bag of eyes?
20 tipped. Hey, what's with this gear? Is this the new outdoor Renee Bradshaw look?
No, it's the old one actually, but heavily camouflaged. No, I'm going fishing in a few minutes.
Fishing, you? By Jove, you shopkeepers don't half-see life, don't you?
Do you know, sometimes I think I'll drop dead with excitement.
Have you got your rubby-dubby bag, then?
Pardon?
Your rubby-dubby bag?
Are you being rude?
Look, you can't go fishing for anything worth catching without a rubby-dubby bag. I mean, they'll get laughed off the banks.
Morning.
Morning.
Could I have a tube of those throat pastilles? These are the ones that make you feel your tongue's on fire.
Do you know, they make them specially like that to convince you they're doing you good.
Oh, I'm convinced.
Are you on pulpit duty this morning, then, Ian?
You could put it like that, Eddie, yes.
Gonna give them a good roasting, are you?
Why not come along, Eddie, and find out?
No, I don't think I'll bother. You see, the trouble with preaching these days is it's like English football. It's gone to dogs.
I wouldn't have thought you went to church often enough to have an opinion on the subject.
I used to go to church a lot with me, ma'am. Well, I had to. She had me by the ear. Hey, there was this bloke used to come twice a year with a big voice and piercing eyes. Dead spit of Christopher Lee, he was. Now, when he got going, you could almost smell the sulphur. My mum used to call him Air Appointment with Fear. No, if you don't mind me saying so, Ernie, that is where your modern preacher falls down.
Not enough fire and brimstone, you think?
Exactly.
How do you know Ernest hasn't any fire and brimstone?
Well,
He's a changed man when he gets into a pulpit. You'd be surprised. Bye.
bye. Who's she kidding?
They say he's very good. Go on.
Hey?
Rubby-dubby bags.
Oh, yeah, rubby-dubby bags. Now, what you got to do?
Gosh, you know what we should do sometime, don't you, Alf?
What's that?
A bit of the old deep-sea fishing.
You have to be joking.
Oh, there's not like it, Alf. You with the sea and the sky, bag full of butties one side and a crate of brown ale the other. Marvellous.
Listen, you can't tell me aught about sea fishing. A mate of mine over at Fleetwood lets his boat out for that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah?
Aye, very economical proposition for him. For starters, he never has to bother taking any grub of his own with him.
Oh, yeah?
Well, all his clients roll up with their own packed lunches, don't they, right?
Oh, right.
Lord Nelson, a ratio homeblower, every one of them. That's till the big waves start hitting them. Then they don't want to face the butties, do they? Because their head down over the side, bringing the breakfast back up. So he just goes round helps himself.
Oh, flipping heck, the complete angler.
You don't think it's too much, do you?
You look smashing, love.
Oh, well, you'll have to tell me what to do because I don't know much about fishing.
Don't you worry, love, you couldn't be in better hands. There's two kinds of fishermen, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, aye. There's the ones that just go along the river bank and drop the line into the water. Hang about a bit. Then there's the others, the complete artist. And you are looking at Picasso.
Way up, swing the lamp.
I'm telling you, when it comes to fishing, I'm an expert.
Aye, like you're an expert about flipping greyhounds. We ended up with a dog with 4 left feet.
Hey, Fred, does it hurt them much when they swallow the hook? Because that's the bit I don't like.
Oh, lovely. To look forward to it.
Why?
Well, let me ask you something, Mavis. You know where you see a fish in a river? Why is it they look so bored?
I don't know. Why do they look so bored?
It's because they are bored, Mavis. Fish lead very uneventful lives, you know. Then suddenly along comes an angler and it's all happening. A primitive and titanic struggle. It's as old as history itself, love.
I never thought of it like that.
I'll tell you something else and all. They're not stupid, them fish, you know. They can recognise class on that riverbank when they see it.
Can they, really?
Yeah, when I arrive, do what they do. The buzz goes through the river, they say, hey up, Fred's here, United must be away. Come on, let us be away as well.
Can I take that, love?
Come in, Al.
Right. What the heck is it?
Hey, when are we picking what's her name up from the factory? I'm down to see her, you know, give us that blonde.
She didn't come in the shop all week, so I couldn't ask her, but I've asked Renee instead.
Renee?
Yes, thought I told you.
Flipping Renee.
You don't have a lot of luck with your sexual fantasies, do you, Fred?
I don't have any health. Come on, flipping Renee. Who thought of Renee?
Get up them stairs.
Renee.
Is Mrs. Walker in, Betty?
Yes, love, she's staying till the dinner.
Oh, can I nip through? Only she bought Tracy this cardigan. I just wanted to show what it looks like on.
Yeah, of course you can, Lisa. Oh, it's lovely.
You wouldn't have thought so at 3 o'clock this morning.
pint of bitter down here for the long-suffering father.
I bet he snored his head off all night long. It's usually the long-suffering mother that gets up and sees to him, in my experience.
Yeah, only that was before you lot was flaming liberated.
Yeah, well, where's the christening then?
What's christening?
Well, you're having a christening, aren't you?
You've been talking to Deirdre?
But no.
Oh, surely you're having a christening, eh?
Why should we?
Well, it's something that's always done. I mean, it's very often as much fun as a wedding as a christening.
I don't know if you know, but you're living in a pagan country, and you happen to be talking to one of the leading pagans. I mean, christening is all right if you happen to believe in it all, but I don't. So it'd just be flaming hypocrisy, wouldn't it? Right, come on, I'll thrash the winner.
Oh, we're a much bigger one than you realise, kid.
Oh?
Oh, yes. Just hang on a bit and keep your eyes and ears open.
Oh, here come the Weatherfield harpies.
Elsie, we don't understand it.
Understand what?
We just went into the house just now and it didn't come floating out to
What
meet
didn't?
us.
Well, that lovely smell of roast beef and Yorkshire pudding we've come to expect on Sunday.
Ah, well, you know the reason for that, don't you, lovey? Because there isn't any roast beef and Yorkshire pudding cooking, that's all.
We always have roasted and pud on Sunday.
Did love. Past tense. We're giving Sunday dinners a miss from now on.
Since when?
Well, since I went into the butcher's last week and found out the price of a joint, you know I could have bought a whole herd for what they're asking for a joint today.
We've got to have something else. We're starving.
Oh, don't cry to me then, Argentina. Cry to the common market and then Brussels sprouts over there who keep pushing the prices up. You found some pilchards in the cupboard, and now, will you excuse me, I wish to powder my nose. Thank you.
Of course, you know what it is, don't you?
She's trying to starve us out now.
No, it's him.
Who?
Brownlow. She's pining for him, so she's taking it out on us.
Do you reckon that's where it is?
Of course it is.
Oi, do you pay Walsmith or not?
No, thanks.
We do?
No, we don't. We've got something to do first.
What?
Look, kid, if you think I'm spending the rest of my life living off pilchards, you've got another thing coming. We've got to seize the nettle.
Why?
Oh, ain't it awful?
Yeah.
Having a best mate whose only cultural experience is the front page of Twinkle. Come on.
A right better bookend you got there.
Yes, only I wish they'd settle down on somebody else's side.
Oh, give over. You'd be quiet if you didn't have them.
Oh, blessedly peaceful, my dear.
Oh.
All right, lovely.
Yes, thanks.
Are you having a drink with me before you go? No, I better not. She wants feeding. You're not having a christening then?
Who told you that?
Little bird in very high up places.
Well, you better go back to that little bird, whoever he is, and tell him he's laid an egg because I'm going to the vicar's this afternoon.
Wait.
Well, hey.
You got your rubber-dubby, Mavis?
Pardon?
Your rubber-dubby?
No, I've got plenty of ham, though, and cheese and chutney and fish paste.
I don't mean for eating. I mean for fishing. There's more to fishing, you know, than just throwing your rod in the river, isn't there, Fred?
Know all about rubby-dubby, do you, Renee?
Yeah, we have brought some with us, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, I never go anywhere without it.
No, I just thought I'd throw an handful, you know, in the river, to get the fish interested, like.
Well, hang on, I'll just have a look. I've sure brought some with me. Here it is. Hey, look. Grab yourself a handful. Go on.
Ah! Good worms! Ow!
All fresh and succulent.
Oh, you're wrong, Dad! Where's rubby-dubby?
I didn't bring any rubby-dubby up on account of the fact that I'm not fancying pulling any sharks out today.
Sharks?
Well, you know what rubby-dubby's used for, don't you?
It's something you use in fishing.
Deep sea fishing, love. Somebody's been pulling your leg. Come on.
Rubby-dubby.
Just wait till I see that Eddie Yates. I'll throttle him. You're not actually going to ring him?
Well, I'm not going to send him a spirit message, am I? Or chuck a brick through his window with a note wrapped round it.
Elsie won't like it.
Look, kid, we're desperate. My throat keeps sending messages to my stomach saying, have I offended you? And what does Mr. Brownlow always bring round with him when he comes calling?
A grub from his hotel.
Right.
I still keep getting this feeling. I think it's called fear.
No, it's hunger pangs. I'm just the same.
We'll regret it.
Hello, is that the Greenvale Hotel? Could I speak to Mr. Brownlow, please?
Where you get the nerve from?
Hello, Mr. Brownlow. It's Suzie here from Elsie Howard's. Yeah, hope you don't mind me phoning you, but I didn't know who else to talk to. Well, you see, it's this friend of mine. She's looking for a job as a waitress, and I was wondering if there was anything going at your place. No, she's no experience, no. Well, to tell you the truth, she's just come out of Borstal. Yeah, causing grievous bodily harm to a nun. Oh, but she's a nice girl, really, when you get to know her. Oh, you haven't? No, well, I just thought I'd ask. Oh, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm Gail. Elsie? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm very worried about her. Well, she just sits around moping. No, she's not here now, but I'm expecting her any minute. Why did you want to talk to her? No, well, why don't you pop round then? No, it's no trouble, not too short notice, but when you come, don't tell her I've been on the phone. Just surprise her. Just come on spec. OK, right, I'll see you.
I know you're mad.
I'm not mad, love, I'm just ravenous. Oh, pilchards do wonderful things to cultivate the mind. Hey, I wonder what he'll bring this time. Could murder someone that smokes salmon.
Never mind that. What are you going to tell Elsie?
How the heck do I know?
Do you mean how the heck do you know?
Look, if I plan things in advance, they always go wrong. I just think of something, let me mouth to the talk, and it works every time.
She's here.
Oh, Elsie, thank goodness you're here. Eh? Well, if I tell you something, you promise you won't tell him I told you?
Tell who?
Ted.
Ted who?
Ted Brownlow. He's been on the phone.
He hasn't.
He has, he's coming round.
He isn't.
He is, but when he comes, don't tell him I told you, because he wants to surprise you. But you see, I didn't think that were fair, because I thought you want to have a bath and do your face and...
Well, when did he say he was coming round?
This afternoon.
You daft apeth, why didn't you tell me before? Because if I fell off a flitting or something, I should have to go and do me hair and get a bath and all the things.
Ain't it wonderful? Sometimes I can hardly wait to what I'm going to say next.
You're not the only one.
I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. What you doing?
Well, I'm not hang gliding, am I? I'm going to fish.
I didn't think you knew how.
No, I don't. But have you never heard of beginner's luck?
I'll be careful you don't go too near the edge then.
No, I just thought if I talked to them a bit, you know, get them friendly.
Why not try singing like me? I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men.
Like Mavis' hat.
Oh,
blimey.
Hey, what's to do here?
Fire and flood, not to mention famine. Look at the soup.
Now, remember what I told you. When he arrives, act surprised.
Look, are you quite sure you two had naught to do with it? What with him coming round here?
I have told you, he just rang. There's nothing to worry about.
I'm not worrying.
I'll go.
If aught goes wrong, it were your idea.
Oh, stop your worrying.
Suzie, Gail.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, what a nice surprise.
Well, I was wondering how you were getting on, you know, and we don't do much Sunday lunchtimes these days, so... How are you all?
Oh, fine.
Fine.
Have you eaten?
No, as a matter of fact, I had a bag of crisps at the Rovers. I was thinking of giving lunch a miss today.
Oh, you can't go missing meals. Bad for you.
Oh, that's what I keep telling her.
And me.
So, how about coming out and having a spot of lunch with me?
Yeah, you've twisted my arm.
Get your coat.
Yeah.
Aren't you eating here?
yeah, we thought you'd be...
Oh, no. I can't expect to turn up and be fed at this short notice. Now, there's a marvellous little place out in Cheshire. Do a lovely steak on a plank. We should just make it, right?
Yeah.
Good. See you, girls.
Yeah, see ya.
See ya. Can you put pilchards on a plank?
It's cold and wet. Soft.
You all right now?
I think I'm going to start shaking.
Don't look, dear. 2 minutes and we're away, right?
Right, it's not all right, Alf. I can't find my best rod.
I think I can help you, lover. I think it's still in the water.
Oh, flipping heck, it cost me a fortune, that.
Sorry about that, Fred.
Up! Bloody hell! Oh, thanks, Alf. The blob! Oh, Alf. It's lovely warm.
Oh, marvellous though, innit? I said marvellous though, innit?
What's the matter?
The prospect. All them Sunday afternoons stretching ahead of me into the future like so many flaming gravestones. Me siding up after Sunday dinner and you sat in that armchair snoring with your gob open.
I wasn't snoring.
How would you know, love? You've to be asleep to be snoring.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, it's just this dream I keep getting. You know, it's a sort of a premonition, really. Sunday afternoon in the Langtons. Our Tracy's married and away, of course. You're sat in that armchair with a beer belly and a moustache. I'm stood here in my curlers. And you know, we bear a sort of uncanny resemblance to a certain other unlovely couple of our acquaintance.
Are you having a go at me by any chance, lover?
Definitely. So stir yourself, give your nostrils a rest and do something useful for a change.
Why, it's flaming Sunday afternoon.
So, it's flaming Sunday afternoon. So what? The world just doesn't grind to a sickening halt, you know. The sun doesn't stop dead in the sky. Life goes on. People actually do things.
Look, I am whacked. All right, I've had an hard week.
So what do you think I've been doing? Lying sunbathing in my topless, giving natives a cheap thrill?
Oh. Well, Luke, what do you want me to do?
Ah, nothing strenuous, like taking our Tracy for a walk or even opening both eyes. No, I'd just like you to rejoin the living for an hour.
Why?
Because if that baby chokes or cries, I'd like you to be conscious enough to do something about it.
Oh, where do you think you're going?
Well, you know that man with the dog? The one you're always going to see him about? I've got a date with him today. Tra.
Hang on a minute.
Flipping heck. Don't tell me you were crossing the Red Sea when the governor up there pulled the plug out.
Whatever happened, love? I suppose it was my fault, really.
Oh, I'll go along with that.
No, you see, we fell in. Well, at least I fell in and then Mavis rescued me.
More like pulled her out.
Oh, no, you didn't. You rescued me. You definitely rescued me.
Hey, you're an heroine. That's what you are.
Really? That's why these two are so wet. Whatever happened to you?
Don't ask me. Not in front of mixed company, anyway. Excuse me.
Somebody upset him?
No prizes for guessing who. Oh, Betty. Is Bet still here, love? Only I've left me key. I dropped that in river and all.
Well, she left about 5 minutes since. She'll be at the shop by now, lovely.
Thanks. Thanks, awful, love. It was a real experience.
For all of us.
I'll rubby-dubby you next time, lady.
Hey, come on, let's go before she's changed her mind about brandy.
Ta-ra, lovely.
Anybody home?
Yeah?
No, it doesn't look like it. Drink?
I'll have a cup of tea.
Me too. You know, they serve a pretty good meal in that place.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, was it?
No. Unless, of course, you get dead sick of that sort of thing.
No, never sick of good food. But I must admit, I do enjoy a change of scene now and again. One of the reasons I enjoy coming around here, I suppose.
Uh-huh. No sugar.
Right. Anything I can do to help?
Well, you can get the milk out of there for me.
All right.
I'm glad you phoned anyway.
Aye? Oh, yeah, so am I.
Only, you didn't phone, did you?
Didn't I?
Did you?
Does it matter?
It was, them two, wasn't it? Gert and Daisy.
Well, I was going to ring, but I've been up to my eyes this week.
It's just that I'd hate you to think that I put them up to anything. You see, I've never chased a fella in my life, and I don't intend to start now.
I don't need telling that. They think a lot about you know, those two.
Oh, the only thing they think a lot about is their stomachs.
Stomachs?
Well, think about it. They haven't had a decent meal since you suspended your Meals on Wheels service.
Oh, I see. What do you mean? They thought I was going to bring...
Smoked salmon, preferably.
Dribbling. Dribble. Very dribbling now. Oh, you are messy, aren't you? Look at that. Oh, go on.
Oh,
Mrs. Langton?
Vicar, come through, will you?
Thank you.
I'm sorry about the tip, but I'm afraid when she wants feeding, everything else seems to go by the board. Will you sit down?
Thank you. I won't keep you long. You call at the vicarage this afternoon, I believe, to see me.
Yeah, it's about the christening.
What christening?
Well, Tracy's my daughter. She's not been baptised yet, you see.
Oh, I see. You and your husband, you are parishioners of mine, are you, Mrs. Langton?
Well, we live round here, so I suppose we are really, yeah.
Were you married in my church?
No, we had a registry office do. We didn't want a lot of fuss, you know.
No. Do you attend my church at all?
Well, no, we don't really. Is it important?
Don't you think it is?
Well, I don't know. I've not really thought about it. Look, I'm sorry I'm not following this. You do baptisms at your church, do you?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Well, what's the problem?
There's no problem, Mrs. Langton. If you and your husband are churchgoers, there's no reason.
I didn't think it was important.
Mrs. Langton, it's a fairly common impression amongst a lot of people these days that by having a child baptized, one is doing the church a favor. The fact of the matter is, of course, that if there is a favor being done, it's entirely on God's side.
Are you telling me you won't baptize my baby?
What I'm telling you is this, Mrs. Langton. Baptism isn't mumbo-jumbo, some mystical prelude to a family celebration. It's a serious business. And since neither you nor your husband are believers, wouldn't a christening ceremony be somewhat pointless? I'm sorry, but it's a question of principle. And as far as I'm concerned, I have to stick to it. I'm really very sorry, Mrs. Langton, but there it is. Don't worry, I'll see myself out.
You can make an appointment with the surgeon over in Granada Good Life now as Mike Scott answers your medical queries in his weekly mailbag. Coming up next on Granada Plus, drama on both sides of the globe in families.